All right, I'm Nick Apex out of Las Vegas, Nevada. We're here at the International Motorcycle Super Show in Toronto this weekend, riding with my good buddy Ernie Vigil.
I'm Ernie Vigil. Like Nick said, we're here in Toronto at the International Center, riding on this fine surface as you can see here, just giving it hell on the stunt bikes.
Right, so Ernie, tell me what kind of bike do you ride?
We're both on Triumph Street Triple Rs, so it's a 675cc platform, inline 3-cylinder, so it's somewhat of a powerhouse of a bike. I guess it's in between like a V-twin and an inline 4-cylinder, which are the Japanese bikes. But yeah, good bikes altogether.
So tell me some of the mods that you have done to your bike so far.
For the most part, we have all like the typical stunt mods that you would have. You'd have of course, the bigger sprocket, which is like a must for these littler indoor shows. We have the sub cages and the crash cages that Nick actually builds at his shop, Garage 7 in Las Vegas. We have the beat-in gas tanks, so it's almost become like a lazy boy sofa here. You know, got to keep it comfortable. And then we have a handbrake unit. You can see on the other side, we have 2 calipers and a big giant rotor on the front. You'll see the second lever up there on the handlebar. But that lets us do all kinds of different tricks, standing on the bike, legs over the handlebars, all that good stuff. And then last but not least, we have the sweet HT Moto seats. Those things, when we get on the plane and go travel to other countries to go do shows and we have to set up bikes, this is the one thing that we do not travel without. You'll see us walking to the airport carrying a motorcycle seat like idiots, but you need it.
So you guys do your own mods on your bike?
So we do all our own modifications. We're both our own mechanic. I got a small shop out of Las Vegas, Nevada, like Ernie was saying, Garage 7, where we kind of took over making our own hard stunt parts because the Triumphs are great bikes, but not as popular as some of the others that are out there. So we found there was a little bit of a hole in the I guess the hard part market. We could never find a crash cage we liked or a subframe cage that we liked as well. So we just started to manufacture those, but less making our own crash protection. Everything else is off the shelf parts. I really started to ride at the age of 25. And I got into stunt riding shortly afterwards. I intended to try to race, and so I bought a race bike, so to speak. I like wheelies, and I found the cheapest, most effective form of motorsports for me, and I absolutely love the bike control and just the abuse of the power of a motorcycle. Motorcycles are inherently powerful, dangerous machines, and I love that about them. I wouldn't change any of the, I guess, what people would consider downside of motorcycles. That's all my upsides. So I fell in love right away, and I've been addicted to riding ever since.
Cool. So what I noticed is this surface we have here is a very slick surface, and you guys are still be able to hook up those tires easily on the pavement. Is there something special about your tires?
We work with a tire brand, Avon. We've been with them, oh shoot, now it feels like 6 or 7 years in the front, and in the back we have their Storm. And their Storm is it's more of a robust sport touring tire, but it's got really good grip, super long life. It grabs real hard and it wants to bite you out of nowhere. So it's a very unique experience. So
Nick, you said this green bike here is yours.
That's correct.
So is there anything different with this white one here we got?
Yeah, so Ernie and I, our setups are a little bit different, how we like to have our handlebars and our brakes, but for the most part the bikes are identical. My motorcycle has the same gearing as Ernie's. I did change internally in the transmission. I changed my first gear ratio, so I have a slightly shorter first gear than Ernie does, like a more of a close ratio tranny. But other than that, the bikes are, for lack of a better description, they are identical.
So the sprockets are all the same tires pretty much?
Yes.
Like you said, transmission?
Yeah, my tranny's a little different. And the other thing that's unique too, so for example, Ernie runs very high tire pressure in the rear. He's probably at 60 pounds in the back, I think. I have no idea what that would be in bar. 4.5. And I run about 40 PSI. So the characteristics of Ernie's bikes is very different than mine when you're on the rear wheel and you're using it to control balance. Ernie can over muscle the tire, and I work with my tire when I'm doing circles and wheelie tricks.
For anyone who's watching and want to get a motorcycle, is there anything you tell them?
Yeah, there's don't feel like you need to jump on the biggest bike out there. Ernie and I both, when we started stunt riding, we both learned on little Honda pit bikes, because you can learn the basics of motorcycling on any platform. And as long as it has a clutch and a brake, you can learn anything from stunt riding to the basic foundation of road racing. Motorcycling is really universal, and it's one of those things to where, you know, find what you love, stick with it, and don't feel like you need to do what anybody else says you have to do. Motorcycling is an individual sport.
How are you guys finding the cold here in Toronto? Especially this weekend, it's pretty.
We've been to Canada before when it's been cold, but this is unfair. This is not all right. I don't know how to best describe it, but for some reason, yeah.
Burns the lungs.
Yeah, I don't recommend it at all.
Well, thanks guys, and I appreciate the awesome interview.
Right on.
All right. There we have it. Thanks a lot.
Cool, thanks.